Welcome, Geminis, to the Southern Oracles. I am the Childlike Empress.
And I'm Neorin.
This reading is a love reading for April 2019. It is still a general reading, which means elements of it may resonate with you or it may not, right? The way that things go is we lay the cards out and discuss them beforehand, not only to save us time, but also to give us clarity so that we deliver the best message. But sometimes we agree.
Sometimes we don't.
For this one, we puzzled it out and we kind of agreed. But even if we didn't, you're going to get both messages, whatever messages come to us as we're reading it. Because other messages pop up as we are doing the reading and delivering it. So the way that the spread is set up or laid out, this is your head space.
This is what you're thinking.
Your heart space.
What you're feeling.
And your foot space.
What you're going to do about it or what you're currently doing about it.
And also can be your motivation. Because sometimes people are motivated to do things, but they don't actually do them, okay? This, and I remember, thank God, is your past, your present, and your future. And for further clarification, just so you guys know, you got 2 cards for your future row, and then you also got 2 cards for your outcome right here.
Okay, we also went ahead and pulled out 4 oracle cards for you.
Yep, so give us further advice about what the point of the reading is and what advice your guides have for you. And then we do further clarification through sometimes the reveals if we need it.
Yeah.
And then the interplay of the cards crosswise. Okay? So that you guys know. And this is also for you guys so y'all can, if you want to learn how to read tarot, this is a great channel to watch because we kind of give you a lot of insight into why we feel what we feel. Okay? So, I don't know why I want to mention that, but I do. So, starting off with your headspace or the characters in the story. Let's just
we're just going to get the signs out there, and honestly, I don't see too many. I do see, well, the Hermit, so you got Virgo. You got the High Priestess, which is Virgo again, Virgo Pisces. And you got the Empress, which is Libra Taurus.
Yep, and you got the Sun.
And you got the Sun, which is Leo. Leo.
And those are your characters. That's your story right now. So if you are dealing with those signs, pay particular interest.
Right. I mean, it doesn't have to be those particular signs, of course.
Right.
Just listen to the message that's coming through.
Right. And if it says what you're going through, it's what you're going through. The person may just be presenting as the Empress. I always see her as the person who's the one, the one that you want. The High Priestess can sometimes also be the person that you want that's unattainable. The Hermit could just
be unable to pin down somebody you can't live a, I want to say a 3D life with.
Right, and then the Hermit can just be a spiritual journey.
As well with the High Priestess
too. And then the Sun card could just very well be you getting clarity on something. I think
also the Sun could be, because the Sun is in Aries, it can also be an Aries that you're doing.
It could be a timing card, right. Yeah, so it could be where we are right now. So this could be happening right now with the Sun card in here, okay? So, Gemini, here's where we are with where you are. And a lot of this is basically in your headspace. I don't see a lot of foot movement. Even your foot movement is still strategizing. So we've got the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. I see basically you, and I see this as you. And I will tell you again, the way that we read things, I'm going to read it from the perspective of the people we're reading for, not for the people who are watching. However, if you are watching and it applies to you, then it applies to you.
They reverse it.
Right, but we're reading for Geminis, and so they deserve their own reading, okay? So for the 3 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles, I see somebody who learned something, because the 3 of Pentacles has to do with being taught or being a student. If you see this guy teaching these children something, they're at his feet. I'm going to assume from the way your cards are looking that it's the universe, especially because you have the Hermit under here in your heart space. You learned some type of lesson, okay? Maybe partnering up with this person who I feel you think is the one taught you something, or the universe used this person to teach you something, okay? Because you have the Hermit card in your heart space. But I think...
Well, it also, I'm sorry, but this also can be a universe perspective, because we have the 6 of Swords underneath, and if you can see the 6 of Swords, the person rowing the boat in a traditional deck could be considered your higher power or your higher self.
Right, and this could easily be a spiritual journey.
Right.
So you guys know, especially being underneath the Hermit and this learning card, I think that you went on a spiritual journey, and I think it's because of this partnership. Okay, being with this person taught you something. However, I think that you left this person. Okay, I will say that because you had loss here in your oracles. Right. I'll pull it up so you guys can see. You can see here, the 7 of Swords comes up as loss with these oracle cards right now. And your Oceanic Tarot, which we use as oracles. So you left this person, and I think that, in my opinion, um, it was necessary.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, okay.
Yeah, it was necessary because I think that you needed to realize there's a lot of pentacle cards here. When I see a lot of pentacles, it doesn't mean money to me. It always means value. It means worth, value. What is something worth? What potential does it have? That you guys, that word came up to me, you actually had potential as a card with the Seven of Pentacles. I think that you didn't realize the potential of this person's worth.
Right.
And by leaving them alone in the past, I think that you realize, especially with this heart space in the present, that this person was your soulmate. Okay?
I also want to say with this card is he's rowing the boat and taking you to smoother, calmer waters. So there may have been a lot of arguments and fighting, and you thought by leaving you were going to someplace better.
Right.
Not to someone, just to a better space.
Yeah, I don't see this as being like they always say, love triangles, third party situations, grass is greener. I don't think it was a grass is greener because this is about emotions. I think that, as you can see on this side, the water is choppy. You're trying to go to a clear place. You weren't in a clear state of mind or a clear emotional space when you paired up with this person.
Right.
Okay? And so because of that, you had to separate yourself from that person to get a clear understanding of how you felt in the first place.
Right, because the Three of Pentacles is about working with somebody else to create something else.
Right.
So
whatever it was that this person was offering you at the time, probably
what you creating together wasn't something that you were comfortable with
or ready for. Right.
Right, or ready for.
There's definitely readiness has to do with it here too, because of the learning and being a student. So your heart space. Well, let's just stay up here. So then you've got the Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving. Like I said, I really feel like partnering with this person, you learned a lot, you gained a lot of knowledge. There was, I guess, we'll get to the equal give and take. It's not equal give and take. You just learned a lot. There's a lot of exchange.
Well, yeah.
But I think that now you're not by yourself, and this is the state that you're in. Again, that thinking with the Nine of Pentacles, you're alone. You're doing well alone, but something is missing. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, and with this three, I think it's you trying to figure out, because it starts off with the three here, and this with the six is like you trying to figure out what you have to offer and what they have to offer.
Right. What can you give this person? And that may have been part of the readiness.
And if you see this 6 and 9, right, I was just going to say that, yeah.
Right, because these numbers are doubling.
So it could be a time jump in there.
Yeah, it's the time span. So you left this person, and I think between the time that you were a student to when you start figuring out
to a teacher,
what could you give to this relationship, right? Now you're the one like, what can I give? Because here you are able to give something, and I think you figured out once you got to this state, this beautiful garden. If you notice, she's in a beautiful garden of her own creation. She still feels like something is missing in this particular Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so that's where you are in your headspace. I think you met someone, you partnered with them. It was good, but you weren't ready to give them what they needed. Now you're by yourself, and I think you're evaluating. I think you know now that this is the person that you want to be with, honestly.
Right. You know yourself, because with the Nine of Pentacles, it's about self-worth and self-value.
Right.
And again, you're ready to share what you have now, which before you only had a 3 and you couldn't really share.
Yeah.
You couldn't really share what you didn't have.
Right. In all fairness, you honestly weren't prepared. You still were learning, and for whatever reason, that's just where you were on your journey, and that's fine. So in your heart space, you've got the Hermit, the Six of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles. After much evaluation, the 10, sorry, 10 apologize. No juggling here. After much evaluation and following, this is fire, that want, it led you back to your past. Okay, this person that you left is a past person. I don't think this is somebody new. I don't feel that.
And it's because somebody's... Okay, go ahead.
Well, because you got the Six of Cups here, because you're facing towards the past with your journey. Again, you're facing towards the path of your journey, but the fire is facing towards the past. That's where he's going.
Yeah, and it could be somebody that you've known with the Six of Cups, and it could be somebody you've known since your childhood or for a really long time.
I feel like it's somebody you felt like you knew only because you got crossways learning. So I don't know if you actually knew them when you were a child. I don't feel that old energy.
Well, yeah, because that comes up to me like learning is like a page. And then here you are as a 9. You're a 9. So I don't know. It's like you 3, 6, 9. How many years because the Pentacles symbolizes years for me.
Yes.
So I think a lot of years has passed, but that doesn't mean you've known them from your childhood. You could have known them from college, or high school, or something like that. But I do think you've known them for a while.
Right. Before you went on this journey, you knew this person.
Right.
Put it like that. And now it's been some time has lapsed since you've seen them and come back to them, which would explain why your heart space is Eight of Swords as to how you're going to move forward with this person. I'm going to mention something. I don't like to do picking up on signs besides when we mention them. But you got a bull here, you got the Empress here, and you got a bull here. This person could very well be a Taurus.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It just is standing out.
I didn't even see the bull there.
Yeah, there's a bull there behind the fire. So even though you're trapped by all these thoughts and the swords, the bull, the fire again, is by the bull, the desire.
Yeah, you did have fire.
Right.
You have fire in this card, you have fire in this card, and you have fire in this card too, yeah.
So I just think, it could be a Taurus. So again, if that strikes you, pay attention to this reading because it could very well be you, okay? So in your heart space, I think that your heart is leading you back towards the past. Even though your back is turned to it, I think you had to, this to me in this particular position, because this is the past, is where you had to walk away.
Yeah, because the whole past role to me is about learning lessons of some sort.
Yes.
So yeah, you had lessons to learn.
Yes. So even though you learned some things, you learned some lessons, you walked away in order to do that. You pulled away from this person, and you actually left them with your foot space here at the Six of Swords.
And see with the Eight of Swords, right here, and you got the Six and the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. You're probably afraid that to come back, or think if the person still has, again, this shared emotion. Six is about sharing for me. So you got things to share. You got things to give to this person, and you have your emotions to share. But are they willing to share them with you now?
Right. And if you look, you're blindfolded. This person is behind you. So to be honest, they are. I'm just telling you don't know that they are. That's why you're blindfolded. But whoever this person is, that's behind you with all these thoughts that are blocking you from getting to them, I feel like the universe is saying that they are. I don't usually say that, but I feel like they're saying
right. And with being blindfolded and it being swords, I'm going to say is you may not talk to this person for a while, or you may not know what's going on in their life.
Right, and that's part of the bondage. The bondage is you don't know which way to step because you haven't talked to this person in a while. You haven't communicated with them in a while. I won't even say a little while. A while. And you don't know that the person is kind of waiting for you almost. Like, it looks like because
the flame is still burning.
The flame is still burning, and this image is still behind you. So it could very well be that the person is waiting for you. That's the impression that I get. Now, with your heart space, you got the Ten of Pentacles. This again it all goes towards this outcome. After much consideration when you left, in your present space, yes, you feel trapped because you don't know if this person feels the same way as you do with the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. But I feel like you found, like this was the Nine of Pentacles with you in the future. In this way, it looks almost like this person completes you. That's what I get from it.
And if you look at the Empress, she should have the one pentacle as well.
Yeah.
So she has the one piece, the one part of your puzzle, because again, with you 369, you've been doing the work. You have everything you need, self-sufficiency with the 9, and now you want somebody to sort of, I hate to say this, but complete you.
Yeah, I think you realize that's what this fire is, that when you sat alone, first of all, your heart space, you know this person was your soulmate, but I think that you even realize that you can't do without them. That's what I'm saying. You have your Nine of Pentacles. You went and you found your own personal happiness, but I think that with the Ten of Pentacles being here in this space, it's like you figure out this person is, you're not going to be able to be without them to be completely happy. They complete you. This is the pinnacle of it. This is what makes it complete. You know what I mean? I just get that sense of completion with this spread. With this card here and this, you have your Nine of Pentacles, so it's not as if you haven't found your own happiness or your own peace. But with the Ten of Pentacles being here in your heart space, you know that this person is the last piece to that puzzle that makes you happy. You're not going to be happy unless you're with that person. And I think at peace, too.
Yeah, it's definitely peaceful.
At peace, yeah.
And see, when you're going back to this 8, if you said that the bull was behind you and the flame still burns, this person could have been admiring you from afar with that 9 of Pentacles.
This looks to me like you're longing too, though.
Yeah, it's longing, but the way the card is, it always reminds me of somebody who's admiring somebody from afar. You may not have been aware that this person is still maybe keeping tabs on you or something like that, because the bull is in the back.
Or vice versa. Yeah, this person's watching you.
Right.
So the person,
without you knowing.
Right, without you even knowing. As you're in all this mental anguish, this person's
Not only spying, but, you know, they may have been through the years keeping tabs on you.
Well, it could be, because remember, the person's holding the squirrel, but the squirrel has a thing over their head. They don't know that the person is looking at them. So
right.
while you're busy doing the things that you are doing, you don't even know that this person has been keeping an eye on you and knows what's going on with you. In a good way. It's not a bad thing. There's no negative parts here. I mean, I don't take the Seven of Swords as negative, because, again, I see it as you being you're an air sign, and so this makes sense about you being strategizing with the Seven of Swords and the Four of Swords.
Yeah.
The place that you're at now is what you're actually, your motivations and what you're doing is thinking. All you're thinking about is how are you going to get out of this stage where y'all are separated by whatever these challenges were that y'all, or these words that were spoken, or whatever you think these obstacles are.
Well, you just leaving, period. You left this person's life, and I don't think you know what they're found. You don't know what's going on with them. Nope. You're blinded.
No, and it's, you feel stuck by it. Whatever, this could be month after month, year after year, no communication after no. Maybe they try to reach out and you didn't respond for whatever. You know what I mean? I get that, because they're the ones behind you.
Right.
So it's like maybe you tried. They tried to reach out to you or try to communicate, and you kept your hands crossed and didn't reach back out to them because you didn't think. I keep feeling you didn't think like you deserved them or something like that. Or you didn't think you had enough to give them, or you were on their level. This is about balance.
It may have been that you went off to school or something like that.
Yeah. It's levels here, too. Give and take, levels, balance. Mm-hmm. Maybe you didn't think you were on their level. Maybe the level they were on was something more serious than what you were on.
I mean, it could be learning to trade, because all of these cards suggest that you left to learn something.
Yeah, exactly. You might, it doesn't say anything about finding new love or anything like that, or being fickle with your heart. It just says that you left to better yourself. That's what we keep getting. Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, it may be that you feel like you're not good enough for them, or this person has more than you, or you feel like this person had more than you in some way. Maybe more life experience. Maybe they're older. Maybe it's, that they had kids. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, you didn't feel like you were on their level in their mindset. Now, in the future, obviously, we got the Nine of Pentacles, heart space, 10 of Pentacles, and then you're strategizing to get this 10 of Pentacles. You want this person back. You want them to come and complete you, because you're ready with the Nine of Pentacles. You're taking that time.
You're taking time to make some kind of plan to return.
A plan.
If you see, is the guy returning in this one?
He's slickly returning. I don't know what you have to sneak away from to do. I don't think it's sneaking away. I think it's sneaking towards, because remember, this person is in your past. So you want to sneak up on them. It almost feels like that's the strategy. You're going to try to kind of sneak into their life, maybe just, I don't know if it's surprise them, but I think it's kind of weasel your way back into their life. I don't know, worm your way back in.
Right.
Tiptoe back in, something like that. You're not going to come blaring in. Your fire is a lot smaller, because I don't think you want to startle them, but I think that you want to come kind of tiptoe in gently. Everybody's sleeping, so maybe when the person doesn't expect it, you'll just kind of pop up. Now, this is what the advice is, okay? And it's good advice. You guys have a great reading. We've got the Two of Cups here, which is partnership.
Yeah.
We've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is potential.
Okay.
Which, again, reiterates to me that you didn't realize this person's potential when you had them. The Seven of Swords, which is loss.
And it could have been that you didn't realize your own potential as well. You feel like there was so much more that you had to do.
Right.
Or you didn't have enough to give.
The Sun is happiness. So twofold. I definitely agree with her with the orange point. The reason why you may not have seen this person's value and worth, if that's your situation, is because you didn't see your own value and worth. You didn't see where you were as a person. So you didn't see what they saw in you, or what your potential was for them. What did they want you for? If it's not that, if you didn't see this person's worth, going within gave you the time that you needed in order to realize what this person's value was. Because Seven of Pentacles in the traditional deck is a person who put in a bunch of seeds and they started to grow, but they have to, all of it didn't grow yet. It's not the 10 of Pentacles, okay? Now that your heart space is in the 10 of Pentacles, you know what this person's value is and how much value they add to your life, okay?
But for me, the way I'm seeing it is that you were more concerned with your own value. Because with the Empress and the Hermit, it shows to me this is a personal journey. So yeah, and it's about what you can offer.
Right.
It's also about what the person could offer, but I don't know where they were to begin with.
only reason I see it as it being you didn't know what the person's value is because you have the high priestess on top of the empress as the outcome. So it's almost like now you realize, like the secret.
Yeah, but that could be now you realize your own worth.
It could be. And if this is like, it could be. Maybe you realize now that you're worth something. You have something.
You don't have to be whatever.
Well, so, it's just, to me, it's like this person was, you were here and you were like, I'm Nine of Pentacles, and now this person completes me. I think now you see this person as the one, because I would see the Empress as the one that you're going to marry, type of deal. Yeah. And then the High Priestess is like, subconsciously you always knew that, because you always knew this person was your soulmate, but now you're sure. Now you know that this person is like the one, the girl. You know what I mean? And you'd be silly to let her go. With the Seven of Swords here as loss, I think potential.
Remember, you have the Seven of Swords twice.
So that loss, that potential for loss is too great. I think that you're going to partner up with this person in your way. You're going to try to come in, I think, a little gently, maybe not startle them. I just feel like the startling part is important.
Well, you may be coming in as friends.
As friends, right, gently. You're just going to come in very light and easy so as not to tip this person off. But ultimately, happiness is the outcome. You know this person is your happiness, I feel like.
Yeah.
With this particular
And if this is about just a spiritual journey within you, and you happen to be the Empress and she's not an outside person, right. I'd say the Sun is about clarity.
Yes.
Whatever you went in, whatever you've been in your head about and trying to move on from, I think the Sun is, you'll get the clarity that you need.
You will get the understanding, because with this one, the Seven of Swords, but it won't come like a big bright bastion. It'll come little by little. You'll get the understanding.
You just need some rest and
right.
A place to kind of sort things out.
Right. If this is about a spiritual journey of healing, the information that's going to be, the swords are going to be little, you see these little swords he's leaving behind? The Orin always calls it little clues.
Yeah, little hints and clues.
Yeah, little hints and clues. The clarity that you need, the aces of swords you're going to get are going to be little by little on your journey. The more you travel, the more you try to heal, the more clarity that you'll get day by day. Okay?
And I just wanted to say that these two things are not mutually exclusive.
No.
You could be going, this person could have sparked a spiritual awakening within you.
I definitely feel like that in the past, yes.
Right. It could be that you didn't see their worth because you couldn't see your own. Yeah. And you had to make something of yourself to see them as something.
Right.
You know, or realize that you don't have to be this mega star or whatever to have somebody love you.
Yes.
You know, because this is really about this is about worth.
Right. Yes, and that's the thing. If this is a twin flame thing, and I'm just saying this just to kind of put a footer note on this, as the masculine, if that's who you are in this journey, you cannot see the value of anyone, and this goes for masculine and feminine. You can't see the value of anyone if you can't see the value in yourself. It's impossible to understand how something is worth something or how something is lovable if you can't see how you're lovable, because we as human beings only learn through empathy, right? We learn through experience, and then we are able to extend empathy to others through those experiences. So this was necessary and right, and you had to learn your own worth, because then you could see, oh wow, I went through this, I did this, and I'm great. To say, oh wow, and she's great too, she's gone through this, and have that empathy for another human being. So it's important and necessary for you to have separation for those reasons, so you can work on your own self-worth and value, and then appreciate that the universe actually gave you a person who's worth, you know, as great, has as much worth as you do. So
right. And also with the sense of timing with the Sun and the passage of time with the years of the Pentacle, it could be that they see that you were worth waiting for, and you've seen that they were worth waiting for. And so that's part of it too.
After all of that journey and going within and all the work that you put in, this person's fire still burns for you. So I feel like, yes, they feel like you are a person who's worth waiting for, and if nothing else, that should make you feel worthy. That somebody who you feel like is great feels like you're great too. You know what I mean? That like, you could always, okay, I'm going to say something quick. You know, they always talk about you're going to be with somebody and you're like, well, I don't like that person. Not always, but they might say, like, go against your type. This is the person that you want. That's the point. This is the person that you want. To know that the person that you want wants you as much as you want them should make you feel good.
It's sort of waited around while you figured out who you are.
Right, because they feel like they think you're worth it.
But you waited for them as well.
Right.
I mean, you went on your own journey, but you didn't go off with another person or anything like that. This was your personal journey.
Right. I mean, if you did, it wasn't because of them.
It's not showing up if you did.
Yeah, it's not showing up if you did, which means that wasn't the focal point of why you did what you did.
Right.
If you did, I think it was really because you wanted to be and get yourself to a place where you felt worthy. And again, how great is it that the person who you want not only waited for you because they thought you were worth waiting for, they see your value without you even having to. They can see your value. They see the true you. So that's what I mean by that.
Even when you were a 3.
Even when you were a 3, they were like, nah, he's a 10. He's a 10. He's worth waiting for. He's the one. So, or she's the one. Okay. So with that being said, that is all that we have for you today. If you guys resonated with this reading, please like,
share,
and subscribe. And I guess until we meet you guys next time, take care.
Bye.